Hello, welcome back to the, I gotta find a better intro, I'm sorry. Welcome to the Introverts Talk To You podcast. My name is Kirsten and I'm your host. How's life? How's it going? I'm doing fine, besides the fact that my neck is killing me for whatever reason. I don't know why. I mean, I have an inkling why, like I cannot move my head from left to right. Like it just really hurts because my neck, I don't know. I have locks now, like I locked my hair with micro locks. I did it myself. That was a couple months ago, but I just washed my hair and I just do like a lot more flipping of my hair, like with my neck and with my head, because it kind of falls right around my neck. So I kind of like flip it around, and I think I might have sprained my neck while doing that. I don't know. I'm in pain, but I decided to still record a podcast episode because you don't need to move much while recording. You didn't ask, but I'm gonna just continue like I never said anything. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope you have your coffee with you. I have mine. It's a very basic vanilla latte. I hope your coffee or your drink is more interesting than mine. Today I want to talk about some things that you can do as an introvert by yourself, okay? I've had so many situations where I wanted to do something, but I never did it because I didn't have anyone to do it with. And I feel like I missed out on a lot of things, kind of. Like, there were so many different things that I wanted to do, things that I wanted to try, but I didn't do it because I was afraid of looking lonely and just doing things by myself and people perceiving me as like some lonely girl that has no friends. Like, I was really afraid of that. Now, I really don't care what people think about me. It doesn't matter what other people think about me. So I just kind of just go for whatever I want to do, especially if I really want to experience it, you know? And I encourage you to do that as well, because how unfortunate would it be to get to like the end of your life? I'm not trying to make this a morbid statement, okay? But to get to the end of your life and realize there were so many things you wanted to try, but you didn't try it simply because you were afraid that other people were going to perceive you as some type of lonely person or sad person or somebody without friends. Like, that would be so unfortunate. Just do whatever it is that you want to do, okay? But if you're kind of like entering that journey, like you're not going to go to an amusement park by yourself, or you're not going to go to a, I don't know, concert by yourself. I want to talk about some things that are more mild that you can do by yourself that can kind of help you ease into that doing things by yourself era, I guess. Okay, I cannot believe I just said era. These are some things that I have experimented with doing by myself as well, and a lot of these things I just love doing. It's really cool to just do things by yourself and realize that you like them, and then you continue to do them and do it again and again, and you then have something to occupy yourself with. I don't know if I'm the only one that has had conversations with people that are like, what do you do for fun? And then I'm like, I don't really do anything because I don't really have anybody to do it with. And they're like, what? Really? Okay. Maybe you can go to like the amusement park. Because I live in Florida, so amusement parks are common. I don't live far from Orlando where Disney and SeaWorld and Universal are. So like, they're like, go to an amusement park or something. How am I supposed to do that by myself? Like that, does that make sense? I'm sorry. Does that make sense to do that by yourself? No. So I tell them like, I can't really do that by myself. They're like, oh, maybe you should go to a college tailgate. By myself? Absolutely not. That's not gonna happen. Like, no. And I feel like a lot of people can't like picture like actually not having anyone to do something with, because there's a lot of people that just have people that they can call and be like, hey, let's go do this. Hey, let's go do that. And I think it's like kind of rare to find somebody that really does not have anyone to call. But maybe it's not as rare as I think. I mean, I am doing this podcast for a reason. Let's get into the topic. Can we get into the topic? So here are some things that you can do that can help you have a little bit of fun by yourself, even if you don't have anyone to have fun with or occupy yourself for an amount of time. I'm just going to go down the list. I feel like I made a really long list and I might have to do 2 parts of this because I feel like this will be fun to talk about. Side note, these are things that I have done as well. Not all of them, but these are things that I've done as well. Number 1, I know everyone doesn't like to like exercise and work out, but I've become a gym rat in the last, I'd say 4 years. So I'm always in the gym. Go work out. Like, going to like work out and exercise is actually really fun, especially like when you start to really get into it. At first it's like, bro, I do not want to be here. Like, what am I doing? But after a while, once you start like seeing the benefits of you working out and exercising, you just want to do it all the time. So definitely exercise. I think that's a really fun thing that you can do by yourself. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, you put on a cute gym set and you go take your pre-workout and you grab your duffel bag with your other gym shoes in it and you go to the gym, lock your stuff up, and then you go out on the floor and pick up a whole bunch of weights and do a bunch of curls and squats. No, it doesn't even have to be like that. Like, that's extra, and that's like probably level 3 of gym rat, whatever. It doesn't have to be like a whole gym excursion. It could just be you putting on an oversized tee and some biker shorts or some leggings or some sweatpants and going to the park and walking the trail. It could just be that, or running the trail, or running around your neighborhood, or going in your backyard and jumping rope. And then you can get competitive with yourself and then like make a whole mind game out of it, track your progress, and then you have a whole new hobby on your hands, you know? That's fun. That's fun to me. It might not be fun to other people, but I find stuff like that to be like fun. Just like the mental, personal mind game of pushing myself to do better. Like, I love stuff like that. So exercise, go to the gym. If you do want to go to the gym, venture out into the free weights and try different exercises, or do treadmill. You know what's something I did? I really wanted to get into running because I had done a lot of weightlifting lately, and I was like, I really want to become a runner. I think I want to become a runner. So I went to the gym with my running sneakers on. I hopped on the treadmill and I was like, I'm just gonna run. I'm just gonna run for as long as I can, and like, it's like a light jog. I'm gonna jog for as long as I can, and when I absolutely can no longer continue, that's when I'm gonna stop. Come to find out, I can run 2 miles without stopping on the treadmill. I did not know that, because usually what I would do is run in intervals. Like, I would run for like 30 seconds and then stop and walk for a minute, and then run for 45 seconds and then stop and walk for a minute. Like, I would always do that whenever I was on a treadmill. But little did I know that I could actually run for 2 miles without stopping. Was I sweating at the end? Absolutely. Was I out of breath, about to fall on the floor? Yes. But I learned something new about myself. I could run 2 miles on the treadmill, and it was fun. I enjoyed that. I walked out proud of myself and happy and satisfied. And I was like, okay, that's fun. I want to do this again. So even if you do go to the gym, like, switch it up a little bit. Like, do something that you wouldn't normally do. And that is kind of a form of occupying yourself. So that's fun. So here's something else that you can do by yourself that I would honestly say that I was really afraid to do at first, but once I did it, I found out that it was super fun. Like, it was great. Going to the movies. Okay. I think I talked about this in one of my last podcast episodes. I went to the movies by myself to see The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, mostly because no one has a love for the Hunger Games that I know the way that I do. And I really had to experience this Hunger Games comeback on my own. So I went to the movies by myself specifically to experience it at my full capacity. And I honestly love going to the movies by myself now. You ever go to the movies with somebody and they just don't know how to stop talking? I've been to the movies with people who, like, I'm watching a scary movie with, and they're like one of those people that have to be like, oh my gosh, did you see the curtain move in the back? Oh my gosh, you saw the door creak open a little bit in the back? Oh my gosh, you remember back like 20 minutes ago when her eyes were turning red? Like, it'll be like, oh my gosh, please, I just want to figure this out for myself. I'm sorry. I've been to the movies with people like that before, and it is not fun. Like, I'm sorry. I mean, it's fun, but it's kind of annoying. And I really wanted to experience this movie by myself, like, because I did not want any interruptions, and I wanted to catch everything because I love The Hunger Games. And it was actually, I recommend going to the movies more by yourself than going with somebody else. It was that enjoyable. Because think about it, like, if you are concerned about someone looking at you or perceiving you as lonely, it's a dark theater. You're like, no one's gonna really, you're sitting by yourself. You're all facing the screen. So like, no one's like facing you or looking at you. You have your own food, your own snacks. No, there's no waiter coming up to you. Like, it's like the easiest place to be by yourself and enjoy something by yourself. Go to the movies by yourself. I highly recommend. I want to do it more. So I've done that about twice, like, I would say recently, and that was super fun. Ooh, I want to add something else to the list. I'm going to add something else to the list, and I'm going to insert it right now. Okay. This is also something that I would recommend doing by yourself as opposed to with other people, and that is getting a tattoo. Okay. I've gone to get tattoos with people, and I've also gone by myself, and I've always had a better experience going by myself. One, because I don't compare my tattoo to theirs. Like, sometimes I only have 4 tattoos. And one of the times I went with somebody, or 2 times I went with somebody, one of those times that other person was not getting a tattoo, it was just me getting a tattoo. And the other time, the other people were getting a tattoo, and I was also getting a tattoo. And then there was 2 other times that I went that I was just completely by myself. I just went by myself, just randomly. And I think I had a better time the times that I went randomly by myself. a better experience and kind of just like popped up with a new tattoo. Like, hey, by the way, I got a tattoo. When I went with people, I was like either expecting a reaction from somebody, like I was expecting that person to react to my tattoo in a way, but they didn't react in the way that I thought that they would react, and it kind of made me feel weird. And then on the other hand, if the time that they were getting a tattoo, I was looking at their tattoo like, man, I like your tattoo. I like where you got it. I like the font you chose. Mine, I'm not totally sure. And I found myself comparing myself. I feel like getting a tattoo by yourself is fun, but it's also better. I don't know, because you just get to like take it in by yourself first before other people around you take it in, you know? So getting a tattoo by yourself is actually fun. Obviously not everyone wants a tattoo, and you're not going to always, like, it's not going to be something that you do all the time unless you love getting tattoos, but it's just something fun. If you were thinking about getting a tattoo and you were trying to figure out how you were going to do it or who you were going to go with and you can't figure it out, just go by yourself. I swear, just go by yourself. It's kind of intimidating walking into a tattoo shop, but usually they come off intimidating, the tattoo artists, but they're really nice. Here's another thing. The weather is getting cooler now. I live in Florida, so the weather is still pretty hot, but it's getting a little bit cooler. It's not as hot as it was maybe like last month. As we're moving into October, it's still 87 degrees, but I'm sure in other places it's a lot cooler, more like 65, 70 degrees. I feel like that's a great time to go on a picnic. And you can do that by yourself. Like, you can go on a picnic by yourself. You can go to a park and bring your lunch and lay out a blanket, or even just find a park picnic bench and just eat there. Like, it's enjoyable. Grab some food that is comfortable to eat outside. Like, don't bring soup. Soup is gross to eat outside. Don't do that. Bring a sandwich and some chips or fruit or something. Some sushi, and just enjoy it. Like sit at a park bench. Maybe bring a book with you. That's another thing. Bring a book with you, or turn a podcast on. Sit down, enjoy the outside. You don't have to do it with anybody. You're at a public place, like, so that a lot of people go to by themselves, so no one should be looking at you if that's what you're concerned about. And just enjoy. Like, I just feel like life should just be about enjoying every situation that you have, or every era that you're going through, every situation that you come across, and just trying to just enjoy it and live life to the fullest. And I just feel like you should just try to do that, even if you don't have the circumstance that you really want right now. Doing things by yourself sometimes is a part of that journey, you know? Just do things by yourself without feeling bad that you don't have anyone to do it with, and just enjoy it to your full capacity, to its full capacity, or however you say that. I've done this before. It's actually been quite a while since I've done this, gone to the park with food or something. Like, I did it before. I actually had some work to do, so I brought some sushi, and then I went to a nearby park that had like this waterfront. Like, it had like a almost like a river or a lake in between, like in the park, and it was like this big lake and a lot of park benches around it. So I got there, I sat down, I set up my food, I opened my laptop because I had work to do, like I said, and I just did some work, ate some sushi. No one cared. No one cares. They just walk past, minding their business. They'll smile, they'll say hello, and I just enjoyed it. It was so great until it started raining. It did start raining, but before that, prior to that, it was a really fun experience, and I really enjoyed it. That was around the time where I realized, okay, I could do this stuff by myself. This isn't like that serious. I could do more of this, and I can get used to this. So there's so many things that you can do by yourself. I want to kind of cut this episode short, so I can have some more to talk about in a part 2. Because if I talk about everything that I wrote down here, we'd have like about an hour and a half episode. I keep finding myself rambling, and I think it's because I haven't podcasted in such a long time. I'm not used to it because I haven't done it in a long time, and I'm so excited and I have so much to say, you know? But yeah, those are just a few ideas of things that you can do to occupy yourself and kind of just enjoy. I hope those things helped you. I'll probably definitely do a part 2 on this, on other things. I have like 10 other things that you can do. Yeah, that's basically it. I hope you implement some of these ideas into your life and try these things, because it's good to do stuff by yourself. I think I'm done talking your ear off. I'm done. I digress. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. If you want to follow me on my socials for this podcast, my Instagram is at introvertstalk2 and my TikTok is at introvertstalk2 podcast. This podcast plays on Spotify and Apple, as well as right now. I might disconnect it, but it does upload to my art YouTube channel because I want to expand the audience, which is at Kirsten Arts. So yeah, there's a few places you can listen to this podcast. I'm done. I digress, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. That's all. Bye.